Asana Project Management Demo, Asana tutorial for beginners. Hey guys, welcome to a full demo of Asana.com where I will be showing you how you can use Asana for your project management to collaborate with your team and much more. So let's get into it. First of all, what you have to do is you will simply go to Asana.com and you will land on this website right here. Asana is all-in-one platform that allows you to manage your projects. You can, collaborate with your team, create your workflow, do automation, and much more. Getting started with Asana is really easy. You can just simply click on Create Account, and you can create a brand new account using your email address or using your Google account. So after you have created an account on Asana, this is where you will get. And now, as a complete beginner, you will not have an idea how to use Asana. Well, it's super easy to use, it's user friendly, and it has a lot of different features. So let's get into it. Once you get on the dashboard, on this side of the screen, you'll be able to see different features. We have home, my task, inbox, reporting, portfolios, goals. Then we have the projects, my workspace, and more. So the first thing that you need to do on Asana is actually creating a brand new project. So for that, you can go ahead and click on Create at the top here. That allows you to create a task, project, message, portfolio, goal, or invite a person. So what I can do now is that I can also go to the project section here where I can see different projects and I can kind of like switch between them. I can go to this plus button that allows me to create a new project as well. We're going to click on plus and I'm going to click on new project. Now, it will allow me to select a template, or I can import a project as well, or we can start a blank project. So let's say I want to use a template. So you click on use a template and now you'll be able to see we have bunch of different templates available on Asana. It depends on your niche. It depends on what kind of project you're creating. So let's say you want to like create a project plan, you want to go for the meeting agenda, you want to go for event planning. So you will select from here, or you can even find inspiration when it comes to creating a new, board. For example, look here for the product, you can go for customer feedback. We have project management, this one, and you will get a preview of your project here. Then we have sales, we have marketing, we have HR, IT. So as a complete beginner, if you want to work with a template, you can do that very easily. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually start from the scratch to keep things very simple for you guys. So I'm going to click on blank project and we're going to give our project a name. So let's say this project is a test project that I'm creating. So I'm just going to go for test. And let's say this is for the video production that we have. So I'm going to go for test production. That's what the name I'm going to give to this board. Then we have the privacy. Now, if you want to create it within your workspace, now workspace is automatically created when you create your account on Asana. So that will be your workspace, or you can actually go ahead and keep it to private to members. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to just click on continue. And now we can choose the overview of our board, different views. So we have board view, we have dashboard, we have list. I also like the Gantt view. I will also like a calendar view, and I'm gonna go with the timeline as well. We even have the notes. So I'm gonna select a bunch of different views here, and you can actually switch between the different views and check it out. I'm gonna click on create project and a brand new project will be created on Asana. There you go. You can see this is my brand new project and we can see different views here. This is the name, and now we will get into it. So once the project is created, the second step that you need to do is actually inviting the team members. So to invite a team member, you can go ahead and you can click on create at the top and you will get the invite option. Second, you can see the invite team members at the bottom here. So you can click on invite team members and all you have to do is just enter their email address and send an invitation. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly do that. I'm going to click on send and invitation will be sent to the team members. Now, once they accept the invitation, they will be added to my project. So now you can see two teammates have been invited. So once you have invited the team members, now you can see this is the simple view. We have the list view. I'm going to switch to the board view, and this is the board view. This is timeline. Then we have dashboard, we have Gantt, calendar, and note as well. I'm going to switch to the list view for now, and this is where we can now create different, actually let's switch to the board view. I really like the board view as well. So in the board view now, we need to create different sections first, or you can say maybe a list. So for that, what we need to do is we need to click on add section and give it a name. So for example, the first section is, this is video production for my team. So what we do is, for example, I'm going to go ahead and add like to do, right? And then we're going to add this one, and we're going to go for in progress. I'm going to go ahead and add another section, which is going to be completed, and another section which is going to be error for something that has not been completed. So you can see now we have different sections created. Now in each section or each list, I can create a task. So in to do, what I'm going to be doing is I will just simply click on add task. You have a bunch of different ways to add a task. First one is this plus button here within your list. At the top here, you can see add task, and again you can go to this create quick button and you can create a task too. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be clicking on add task and give our task a name. So let's say this is task 1, then we're going to create task 2, task 3, task 4, 5. That's how easy it is to create a task. So once you've created the task, now let's open it up. This is my task 1, and let me show you what I can do within the task. So the first thing is assignee. So I can of course assign it to any of the team members. You can see we have a bunch of different team members now. So I'm going to select one of the team members. And then we have the due date. This is where we add the deadline or the due date of the task. So let's say the due date is tomorrow. Then we have the project. This is the project, of course. Then we have dependencies. So if you wanna kind of like add a dependency to this task, you can do it here. Then we have the description. Now in description, what I can do is I can like add different things to the description. We can add like image, we can embed a link, we can add a bullet list, we can add more. So let's say this is the bullet list for this, and in to do, maybe we have the recording of the video, maybe we have the editing of the video, maybe we have the proof read or proof check of this. So I'm gonna add it here, and then we have the comment section at the bottom here where I can communicate or you know, add a comment related to this task. In order to create a subtask within a task in Asana, you just click on add subtask, and the subtask for task 1 is maybe, you know, after it's done, I want someone to actually double check or something like that. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that here. I'm gonna click on done, and you can see now a subtask has been created. Let's say I wanted to attach a file to this task. So you can just go to the attach section, and this is where we upload a file. We can Dropbox as well. We can add a Google Drive, Box, or OneDrive. So I'm going to go ahead and click on choose file and choose a file from my computer. So you can see this will be added right here. We can actually expand the view as well. So this is what the task looks like for now. And then we have these 3 dots that allow me to add tags to my project, to my task, sorry. So for the tags, I'm just going to go ahead and click on add tag, and this is where we can add new tags, for example new, and I'm going to create this task and I'm going to give it like the red color. Then we have, I can add one for test so that I know this was for the video, and we're going to go for green, and then maybe this task is also related to video, so I'm going to go ahead and create a tag like this, and we're going to give it a separate color. Then we have, you can see subtasks here. We have copy link, and we have the share option. So if I want to share this task, I can quickly share this task with this option here. We can even print or forward as mail. So I'm gonna, you know, minimize the view, and you can see we can do a lot of different things when it comes to a task within our Asana. So once you're done with the task, that's all. You can see a task has been created here. So similarly, I can now, like, you know, do different tasks here, and I can add different, you know, team members, and we can add different due dates here very quickly. So let's say maybe this one is here as well. With the tags as well, if I click on these 3 dots, you'll able to see we even have the summarize task and draft subtask. We even have convert to, if you want to convert this task into a milestone, approval, or even you want to create a task template, you can do that from here. We even have duplicate task option and make public, create follow-up task too. So if you want to create a follow-up task for your task that you already created, you can do that here. So now once your tasks are created, you can see it will look something something like this. Now, it's very easy to manage the tasks first. So for example, my task 1 is in progress. So I will simply drag and drop within my board view. So maybe task 4 is completed, so I can move it here. Maybe task 5 has an error, so I can move it here. So you can see this is what it will look like. Now, if I switch to the list view will look something like this. We have the timeline view. Now, with the timeline view, what happens is you'll be able to see your dashboard or your, sections according to the timeline. So you can see we have the dates here, and we can see the assignees too. And similarly, we have something very similar to the calendar view. So with the calendar view as well, you have different tasks according to different deadlines or time that you have created. And here you can of course switch to different views. You can even create a task within the calendar. So let's say that I want to create a task for 18. So I'm just going to click on add task and maybe like call it task 6. Click enter, and you can see a new task will be created. Then we have the note option. Now this is something additional that I like to add to my project when it comes to Asana. With the note, you don't need to use a third-party tool like your personal notes or Notion or something like that. You can just simply create notes here. So for example, I wanted to create a new note for my project. So for that, you can see this plus button right here that allows you to create a paragraph. You can add like a numbered list. You can add a heading. You can add image. You can embed a link or much more. Or you can even if I show you, we have slash. So again, you can see all of this. So if I wanted to add a paragraph, I can add text as I like, any note that I have related to this project. And then even maybe I can add like a bullet list. So to get an idea that this is what I will be, doing with my task. So this is just an example for you guys. And of course, we can share this task and this note anywhere. We can share this note to even other, projects. I'm going to switch to my board view here. So now you can see this is what we can do within a project when it comes to Asana. At the top here, we can perform a bunch of different actions to our project name. You can see we have edit project details, manage the permissions, set color and icon. Now, this is the customization option. So let me show you how to customize a project within Asana. For this, you will get this option right here, or you can find the customize at the top here. You can see at the corner, we have the customize. So first, we're going to change the look. So for set color and icon, so you can see this is the icon that has been selected, or it's very simple. You can see this is just like simply. So let's say I wanted to change to this color, and for the icon, I'm going to go with this one. So now you can see this is what it looks like. Then we can even set a status for this project. So maybe this status is on track. So what we're going to be doing is we can select the on track, status for this one, and this also will take me to the project details that we can do here, and we can actually do this with the help of an AI now, and we can post this status to our team, and we can even add the recipients, and we can send this through email as well. Then we have the customize option at the top here. So I'm going to click on customize, and this will allow me to customize different fields and templates. So for the fields here, you can see I can create different fields within my project. So for example, when we open up a task, and you can see we have due date, we have assignee, we have dependencies and others. So here we can add more fields. So I'm going to go to fields here. I'm going to click on create new, and now we can create a field. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and choose from the library. Now in the library, we can find different fields. So I'm going to see if I have something related to, follow-up or maybe automation. So let's take a look. Okay, we don't have it here, so I'm going to create it by myself. So we're going to choose like the field name, and the field name is going to be follow-up, because I wanted to create something where where my team members can check once something is done. So we're going to select a single select, multi-select, people or more. So it's a single select. Options, type of options. So the type of option is yes, and it's no. So if there is a person that is following up the task, they will say yes. If not, then they will say no. I'm gonna click on create field, and now this field has been created. Now, if I open up a task here, you'll be able to see that we have a new field, which is follow-up. And in follow-up, we have two options, yes or no. So maybe this is being followed up, so I'm going to say yes. So that's how easy it is to create a field with Asana. Then similarly, we have the rules. I'm going to go to the rules here, and what we can do is we can manage tasks and workflows automatically. Now, this is where we can work with the automations. Click on Add, and this is where you can create automation within Asana. What is automation? Now, automation is a task, or it's a rule that you create, so it has a trigger and an action. So for example, look at this one, which is pretty basic, that task is added to the project. So whenever a task is added, add collaborators, that it will be added or it will be given or assigned to this person. So this is a very simple automation that we can see here. When a task is added, we have all tasks or any specific task. So I'm going to go with all tasks, and then we have a specific person. We can add a collaborator here. So we can simply go ahead and add our team members. For example, I can add myself here, that I will be notified. And I'm going to click on Publish Rule. And now we have a new automation created within my project, that every time there is a project, there is a task created, I will be notified. I'm going to go ahead and create another one. And I can scroll down to, we have a title here. Follow-up is changed complete task. Task is moved to a section set assignee to. Yes, this is the one I was looking for. Now, when the task is moved to a specific section, so the section is changed, section is. Now I'm going to select if the task is in error section. Whenever the task is in error section, check if section is to do. Yes, from to do, actually from in progress to error, then I will add a person here, that it should be assigned to this person right here. We have a team member. Perfect. So now we have this automation created, that when a task goes to error, this person will be notified that, okay, there was an error in this task. So I don't need to do it manually now. I just told my Asana that this is the rule, this is the automation that I wanted to create. I'm going to click on Publish Rule, and now we have that rule created as well. So this way you can do automation within your Asana. Then we have the forms option. So if you want to create, forms, and if you automatically turn your forms into your tasks, so you can do this here. I'm going to click on Add here, and we can create a form within our Asana. So it's all in one platform. You don't need to go to a third-party tool to create a form. Here we have the name of the form. Now, the name of the form, I'm going to change to maybe test form. And then we have the name, email address. If you want to add something else for the questions, we just have name, email. And maybe we can add like a new question. A new question can be anything. I can also select if it's going to be a single select, a multi-select, date, number, whatever I want it to be. Or we can even go with an attachment. If you want to delete a question, you will simply click on this, bin, and it will be deleted. So if you want to add something, you can also just simply drag and drop according to your form here. And once you're done, you can actually view the form, you can share the form, or you can copy the link. We also have these 3 dots for duplication. So now I'm just going to click on View Form, and you can see it's a very simple form that I just created with the name and email address, and this is what it will look like. When people will enter their name, their email address, click on Submit, and the form will be created. And this way I will be able to get the email addresses of the team members and subscribers. Then we have the apps option. Now let me show you that Asana allows you to integrate any app to your project. This is where the integration comes in handy, because what you can do is you can add any type of app, whether it's communication, reporting, marketing, project management, sales, operations, productivity. You can add any app such as Slack, Zoom. For forms, you can go for JotForms. You have Unito, you have Freshdesk, you have HubSpot, you have GitHub, you have MailChimp, Figma, Google Drive, Dropbox, OneDrive. Any app can be added very easily to Asana. All you have to do is just select the application, click on Add to Project, and then connect to your project. So for example, we're going to connect our Google Calendar. Click on connect, and now you just have to allow the permission for your Google Calendar to allow Asana, and once it's allowed, your integration will be done. Similarly, I can add more apps. For example, we can connect our Slack. So the process is similar. You go to add to project, and then you click on continue, allow, and you connect your Slack to your Asana. This is how you can actually integrate any application you want to your Asana project. Then we have the task template. So I showed you that we can create different templates for a task. So it's really easy. You can either create it from here, or once you have created the task, so I will open this one, I can click on these three dots, and then here as well, you can see that you can create a template for the task, and you don't need to do a lot more. You can just use that template to create as many tasks as you like. And at the bottom here, we have the bundles that will allow me to update my project or create teams and do more. Then we have the share option at the top, which allows me to share my project, and we can share this with other workspaces as well, or different team members too. Then I can now switch to other views, for example, dashboard view. So dashboard view is the visual representation of my project. So in dashboard, you can see that we have the 7 tasks, 1 is error, 2 in progress. So this is actually one of my favorite views as well, because it gives me a very clear view, and very quickly I can know. If I want to add a widget, you can add a chart, you can add a text to your dashboard. Then we have a gantry, which is something like this that will give me access to all of the different analytics of my project. At this side of the screen, we have reporting. Now reporting will allow me to get my insights or reports of my project, how everyone is doing, what's happening, and we can set up our dashboard here. Then we have the portfolio. Now, portfolio is also an important option within Asana. What we can do is we can create a portfolio. Of course, when you're creating different projects, you need your portfolio. So this is what it will look like. It will show you all of the projects that you have now. And what you can do is you can click on create, and you can give your portfolio a name. So I'm going to call it test, and then you can select whether you want list, template, or workload. So I'm going to go with this. Click on go to portfolio, and you can see this is what my portfolio will look like. It will show me the projects. I'm going to click on add, and I'm going to add a bunch of projects that we have done. So you can see now we have 2 projects added to my portfolio. We have the task progress, we have the status, and this way I can create a portfolio on Asana. And then we have the goals option here, which is really good for your team to create different strategies to work around the different projects and to achieve your milestones and your goals. So yeah, guys, these are all of the different options that you get within your Asana. Asana is all in one platform with all of these different features that you should definitely check out. You can also check out the pricing plan for Asana. It's not that expensive and affordable. You can actually have a personal plan for just $0, and then starter for $10.99 per user per month if billed annually, and an advanced for $24.99 per user per month if billed annually. It has all the features that are mentioned here. You should definitely check out asana.com. I hope this video was a big help to you. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the YouTube channel.